I run companies making over $100,000 a month at just 16, but I didn't get here with the advice that you hear every day, like work harder and stay consistent, bro. I had to meet people who didn't sugarcoat things to me and cut straight to the truth. So lucky for all of you, here's some brutally honest advice on how to get rich young. First would definitely be to get in shape before starting your business. Now you guys are probably all asking me, why would that even matter? One has nothing to do with the other, but that's completely false. See, I used to be really fat. I got bullied by friends, was like 2 times over the weight that I should have been for my age, and was depressed all the time. I didn't want to move, I didn't want to go out with them, and in return, that turned me into an extremely lazy person. See, your health is everything because that gives you the energy to work even in business. If you're too exhausted to get out of bed or sit down at your table for hours and hours to work, then what are you good for? And the day I realized that was the day I started to lock in the gym, lifting extremely heavy weights, which got me into some decent shape. I wouldn't say I'm Arnold or anything, but I am in the headspace now to be able to lock into work because I feel better every day. See, I saw a direct correlation to my health getting better and my business getting better. It was kind of insane. I'm not saying this out of thin air. Your health literally equals to how hard you'll work, how smart you are, and how motivated you can be to do things. A pretty cool story I have as well is that within 7 months of me losing weight and starting to become healthy is when I had my first 100K a month in business. Now, are you guys gonna call that luck? I don't think so. I know the reason it happened. It was because I was locked in every aspect. And why do you think that was? So as a friend and someone who truly wants to help all of you, get your health right before you start business, or do it at the same time. You won't regret it because you'll be running laps around everybody else. Alright, now the second piece of advice is really important, so please listen. You need to be okay with wasting your time. You heard that right. Almost all the businesses I've ever started in my life came at a waste of my time or money for multiple months on end. Now you decide, would you rather go and rank 90s in Fortnite for 3 months straight, or completely waste your time in a business and not make any money? See, in one of those examples, you would have gotten nowhere. But in the other one, you've learned a lot about business, know what to fix for the next time, and you now also know the next step to start finally making profit. I've never been fazed by losing money on a company for months on end because, guys, there is more money out there in the world than there is people. You will attract it if you just keep going. I've had my fair share of bad experiences. I've been screwed a bunch of times, but it really doesn't matter. If you're working towards something that you think will be big, then keep at it. Waste all the time that you need. But Daniel, what about a healthy balance? Get out of my face. A healthy balance is bullshit. Don't let people fool you into thinking that you need a healthy balance. At the beginning of your journey, you need to be locked in and you need to cut things off. But that's not forever. That's just for a period of time until you get yourself situated and going. The world we live in is not one that's gonna allow any of you to be able to breeze your way to the top, guys. There's people out there in third world countries working 10 times harder than you because they want it more. The only way out is through. So the second you put down this video and you start working again, you need to forget the fact that you're an important person, because you're not. You need to think as if there's nothing telling the time on this earth, and you just need to sit down and quote unquote waste it until you figure it out. That's what everyone I know did, and that's what you're gonna do as well. See, and I know most of you watching this are under the age of 25, so you guys can relate to wanting to go out with your friends and having some chill time. In the last piece of advice, I told you guys that the only way out is through, which means that you have to lock in, which is 100% correct. But some people are now gonna take what I said and try to twist it into making it seem like they need to cut off all their friends, have no one talk to them for 6 months, and just work. And if any of you actually do that, I'm sorry to tell you guys, but it's just not gonna work out. Don't ruin your childhood. I low-key did this at the beginning. I didn't see my friends for months, I didn't talk to them, I was just focused on work, and maybe it did work out. But guys, I've been working in business for 2 or 3 years, and I can say confidently that I spent most of that time just locked in my room instead of just having fun. Whereas I've now met people who are successful in business and did the complete opposite. They've had fun the entire time. They never really thought of business as a life-ending thing that they had to put all their time into. And that's the way it should be for all of you. You need to work when it's time to work, but also know the fact that, bro, you have to have a normal childhood. People who are secluded and alone and work in business are pretty weird usually when they come out into the light with other people. I can tell this. I've been in meetings in the past and I can kind of notice when someone's had a bit of social interaction and when
when someone doesn't really know how to talk to people. You don't want to be one of those guys, because the people at the top are pretty chill. They're well-rounded, and that's how you want to be. You want to be able to talk with people, conversate, make people laugh, and just be able to make a conversation flow smoothly whenever you want, especially in important meetings, bro. You don't want to be shaking because you don't know what to say exactly. And if you're someone who's like that right now, don't worry, you have time to change. We're young, which is why I'm making this video. And this is the mistake I made way in the beginning, like I told you guys. And for the past year and a half or two, ever since I've started talking to people, I've understood how important it is to really be well-rounded. So honestly, do the same, or you might be left behind by all the other people who are going to listen to this. Now, the last piece of brutal advice I'm gonna give all of you is to enjoy how hard your work is. Yes, what the why would I enjoy work being hard? That's just an annoying thing. Why would I want to deal with that? Well, Sir Hormozi said himself, the harder the work is, the happier he gets. Because he knows it makes it more difficult for other people to follow as well. See, you need to switch your thinking from saying, oh, poor me, the work is so hard, to poor everyone else who's going to try and attempt this. This shift in your mind is going to turn you from someone who's complacent and is kind of annoyed whenever they have hard tasks to do, to someone who's excited to go and start grinding this, because they know, if this is hard for me, bro, no one else is even getting close. And by the time you're done with that task specifically, you're gonna be miles ahead of everybody else. This whole business thing is a game, and you want to be the first to win. And to be honest with you, most people treat this like a game as well. It's just, can I level up? Can I get a step higher? Can I outcompete my opponent? This is what it's all about, and this is how you guys should start thinking about it from now on. Because if you truly want to be the number one, get that victory royale, start embracing all the hard things you have to go through, because that's what's gonna make the real men at the end of the day. But I think this all covers the brutally honest advice I want to give to young people. If you guys enjoyed this more like aggressive or raw type video I just gave you, then go subscribe to the newsletter. I send out like 1 or 2 videos a week on topics similar to this, but I don't share them on anywhere except for there. So go subscribe to that, and subscribe to this channel, because we are going to hit 100,000 subscribers before the year ends. I guarantee it, and I'll see you next week.